How's it going everybody, and welcome back to a new video. As you can see, I've not made you all wait 7 months for another Alex's Caves showcase. Today we are looking at a new update for Alex's Caves, and this new wondrous looking biome is called the Candy Cavity. This new cave adds a bunch of new mobs, blocks, and so much more. So without further ado, let's get into it. Another addition to Alex's Caves is the sugary and wondrous Candy Cavity. This colourful and bright but strange biome is filled with amazing edible looking blocks, including chocolate, frosting, and cake layers to make you feel like you're literally walking on cakes. Scattered around, you will find different structures made to look like donuts, giant soda bottles, gigantic lollipops, and even hills of different flavoured ice cream, as well as a new tree called Liquor Root. Rocky candy can also be found occasionally on the floor, along with some gingerbread, and you may also see some rainbows appear between new blocks called Sundrops, which have been infused with the power of the sun, giving light to this already bright biome. There are many new mobs to befriend, but also to keep your distance with. You will see what I mean further on in the video. Now, a biome called Candy Cavity obviously means there's going to be chocolate dotted around. So if you grab 2 blocks of these, some sugar, and a bottle, you can craft a hot chocolate bottle. This warming drink will prevent certain things happening to you if you haven't slept in a while, including stopping the spawning of phantoms due to the lack of sleep. As I talked about before, you can come across different flavours of ice cream, and using a shovel on these blocks will give you some scoops of that flavoured ice cream. These can be thrown like snowballs, but because these delicious foods are made from milk, they will immediately remove any potion effect from whoever is hit by it. Of course, if you didn't want to do this, you could put 4 scoops of the same flavoured ice cream in crafting to get the actual ice cream block, which you could then place or eat. You can also use 1 scoop of each flavoured ice cream, a candy cane, caramel, any sweet berry, and a bowl to be given a sundae. This beast of an ice cream gives an extra chance of you gaining a new effect called Sugar Rush. When you eat a sugary food from the Candy Cavity, you will get a small chance to gain an effect called Sugar Rush, which makes you feel amazing. When you get this, time slows down, allowing you to move and attack extra quick. This also makes it so that you float down slowly, if you're falling or jumping. Scattered around the ground of the Candy Cavity, you can find some candy canes. As I've said, you can use these to create a sundae, but you can also use this to craft a range of new utilities, which we will go on to later. One item we will go through now is the Frostmint Spear, made from candy canes and frostmint. When a mob is hit with this, it is slowed with similar effects if they were freezing in powdered snow. They will also deal an additional bit of damage in the impacted area. Frostmint is very reactive with purple soda, so if this even touches the purple soda, an explosion will occur, so best to keep this in mind, but you can also use this to your advantage. Unfortunately, you can't use the Frostmint Spear to blow up the purple soda, as it needs to be pure Frostmint. Using Frostmint with bottles of purple soda in crafting can give you purple soda rockets. The functionality of these works similarly to normal rockets, so can be a replacement for normal rockets when using an elytra. It wouldn't be a new biome without new mobs, and this is the Swedish fish. These little guys are harmless and can be found swimming in the purple soda, found in the Candy Cavity. These curious creatures are made from gelatin and come in a variety of different colours, as you can see. If you fancy capturing one of these guys, you can do so with a bucket, but if you wanted to kill them, you can get a Swedish fish, which you can eat. You can also cook this to get coloured gelatin, which can then also be eaten. Gelatin can also be used in crafting to create a range of new items, including Sundrops, Gob Thumpers, Gummy Rings, Rain Bounce Boots, and a sack of sating. This is the Caniac, and considering it rhymes with maniac, you can guess that it isn't a friendly creature. Made up of peppermint, they will attack any player it sees, and it can see from quite afar. Once its prey has been spotted, it will leap and attempt to capture and kill it. If it misses, it will start to spin its arms quickly and damage anything in its way. This is a fast attack, so make sure you are well protected. If you manage to defeat the Caniac, it can drop candy canes, or has a chance to drop a sharpened candy cane. This type of cane can be used as a decent weapon, however, it can also be used in crafting to create peppermint powder, gob thumpers, or a candy cane hook. The Gum Beeper is a strange looking mob, made to look like a gumball machine. Obviously, this isn't a gumball machine, otherwise it wouldn't be able to walk and it won't attack innocent players exploring. These guys are pretty hostile and will not hesitate to attack you. They will do so by pummeling the player with its gumballs, and when it's low, it will walk up to the player and blow up quickly, bursting its gumballs everywhere. These gumballs that are shot from the Gum Beeper do ricochet, so best to take note of that. This can be used to your advantage because, like a skeleton, when their arrow hits another mob, in this case a gumball, it usually upsets it and a duel between them will occur. If you do manage to kill the Gum Peeper, it will drop piles of gumballs, which can be eaten. They can also be used in crafting to create a shotgun or a gob thumper. These magnificent looking mobs are called candy corns, and they come in a variety of different skins. Candy corns can be seen with a horn sticking out of their forehead, which is used against anything that attacks it, including you, if you're not careful. They're not usually alone, travelling the Candy Cavity in herds, but other creatures found in this biome know where they stand with them, so are neutral to all of them, unless provoked. You can tame candy corns by feeding them caramel apples, which are crafted with caramel and an apple. This delicious apple can be eaten if you didn't want to use it to tame the candy corn. Anyway, when you tame the candy corn, you can ride it with a saddle, like most other tamed mobs. When you're riding it at its top speed, it will slowly build up a charge, which, when used, will increase the candy corn speed by a lot and damage any mob that gets in your or its way. If the candy corn is killed, it will drop sugar, but if you want to breed these creatures, you can do so with candy canes. You don't have to tame these to breed them. The baby candy corn will take the colours of one of its parents. These next slimy mobs are called caramel cubes. These creatures are hostile, like slimes, so try not to get too close. If you don't feel like you want them following you around and you hit it, the caramel cube will leak some of its caramel onto the floor, causing temporary puddles. Anything that steps into it will be slowed. Similarly, if you step into spider webs, these puddles can be caused by any sized caramel cube, so make sure you are ready to take it down. When you defeat one of them, they will split and more of them will spawn. As I've said, the caramel puddles will still appear after every hit. Once you do defeat them though, they can drop a caramel. This can be eaten or used in crafting to create sun drops, sundaes, or a caramel apple. This is the gummy bear, and these mobs also come in a range of different colours. They are neutral to players unless you get too curious and too close to the babies. Otherwise, it will lash out and attack you. If they are near a purple soda river or bottle, they can be seen hunting Swedish fish, of whatever colour the bear is corresponding with. They have quite a special mechanic whereby if you feed it any type of potion, it will go into hibernation mode. This means that the gummy bear will fall asleep for several days before it awakes. When it does wake up, it will head to the nearest liquor root, where it will start scratching its back against it. During this time, some jelly beans will start to drop off the bear, which you can pick up. These jelly beans can actually be eaten and give the same potion effects of whatever was given to the bear days earlier, but with the same effects and duration. If you want to kill the gummy bear, they can drop gelatin, but you can also breed them with Swedish fish, which corresponds to the bear's colour. These little guys are gingerbread men, if you couldn't tell, and they can be found in their little gingerbread villages of the candy cavity. They can be seen scurrying quickly between their gingerbread houses. They are more mischievous than hostile because they won't attack you if they're not provoked. Instead, they will sneak up on you and take any candy you have in your inventory, but they can also take any from the floor as well. If they steal enough rarer candy drops, they can assemble a special piece of gingerbread armor out of 9 if they are in a ginger barrel. The rare candy drops include caramel apples, sundaes, gumball piles, sweet teeth, candy canes, hot chocolate, pumpkin pie, cookies, frost mint, sun drops, radiant essence, and some more. The special piece of armor can be either the head, chest plate, trousers, or boots. So what's so special about them? Well, first, it's made out of gingerbread, which looks pretty cool. Secondly, the lower the durability on the armor piece, the faster you will move, and you already get a speed boost as it is. You can attempt to kill these little guys, but it may take a while because once they are hit, they will retreat very quickly and keep going back and forth. Don't worry if you think all of them will start attacking you though, because if you hit one of them, because only the one you attack will be annoyed. When you do hit the gingerbread man, it can lose a limb and drop some gingerbread crumbs. These can be eaten or made into ginger barrels, gingerbread blocks, and a confection oven. The gingerbread block can then be made into stairs, slabs, walls, and doors. You can also craft frosted gingerbread blocks and gingerbread bricks. You can make the slabs, stairs, and walls variations of the frosted and brick versions of the gingerbread also. Liquor witches are hostile beings that are found in the candy cavity and are also its creator. They can be found in their towers scattered across the candy cavity, where they will be carrying out many alchemical experiments. They're not usually alone, so unless you are prepared, I would suggest avoiding this place. If you feel like scoping the place out from a distance, you will see that they glow pink and then teleport quite a distance to travel a bit faster. When you feel ready to take them on, they will start to throw potions of hunger at you, whilst also using their staff to summon hexes on the ground which damage the player, and use it to launch peppermint. They may also use their power to summon candy cavity mobs to attack you. As I've said, this isn't going to be an easy fight, as they usually fight in groups. If you manage to survive and defeat them, they can have a rare chance to drop their sugar staff. When you use this, some peppermints will start to circle you and attack anything that is hit by it. They only stay for a short time and are on a cooldown, so maybe use it wisely. Another item dropped by the Liquor Witch is Radiant Essence, which is used to create a conversion crucible, sun drops, a confection oven, and a biome treat. Now, this next mob is massive, tens of blocks long. This is the gumworm and can be found occasionally burrowing through the grounds of a candy cavity. It is a very fearsome creature and will not shy away from a fight, and it deals quite a bit of damage. They may be pretty hard for a player to outrun, but they are neutral, so won't attack you unless they are provoked to do so. If you are on the surface, you can place a gob thumper and this will attract the gumworm to the surface. So why would you want to do this? Well, if you craft 2 candy cane hooks and then have them both attached to the gumworm, you can ride it. This really fun but fast experience lets you travel super fast, and you can control it with A and S to turn right and left. If you manage to kill the gumworm, it can drop a sweet tooth. This can be used in crafting to create a sack of sating or a potion of sugar rush. Gummy rings can be eaten and sometimes found in purple soda. They can also be crafted with gelatin. This is peppermint powder and is a common crafting ingredient found when you destroy candy canes. It can be used to create lots of colourful rock candy blocks, sugar glass, a small peppermint and a large peppermint. The large peppermint can be created into a chiseled candy block. All of what can be created from the peppermint powder, including the powder itself, can be eaten. A new music disc has been added called Tasty by Nini. This is crafted with 9 disc fragments, and these can be obtained when a caniac kills a gum peeper before it explodes. Liquor root can be found across the candy cavity. You can obtain liquor root vines from its branches, and this can be made into a block of liquor root, candy cane hooks, liquor root sprout, and a sack of sating. The liquor root, vine, and sprout can all be eaten. Sprinkles, lollipop bunches, and sweet puffs can all be found on the floors of the candy cavity and can all be eaten. When sprinkles are placed onto the ground, you can place multiple on one block to increase the number of sprinkles on the ground. Sweet puffs can be used in crafting to create blocks of frosting. This can then be used to create a block of frosted chocolate, cake, and blocks of chocolate and vanilla frosting. As I said at the beginning of the video, Sugar Rush is a new effect that slows time around you. This can have a small chance to appear when you eat candy from the candy cavity, or you can brew it in a brewing table with a sweet tooth in swiftness potions. The giant sweetberry is a food item which can be occasionally found in the candy cavity. This can be eaten and used in crafting to make cakes and sundaes. These are rain bounce boots and can be crafted with gelatin and sun drops. These special boots make it so that it completely negates any fall damage, and you will simply bounce, leaving a nice rainbow trail behind you, similarly to the rainbows found shining between sun drops in the candy cavity. You can bounce on sun drops to make you go even higher. The candy cane hook can be obtained when crafted with liquor root vines, a sharpened candy cane, and a candy cane pole. This great utility is used like a grappling hook and can be used in both your main and offhand. You need to just right click to attach to an object and then right click again to launch yourself forward towards it. As I've said previously, you can also use 2 of these to control the gumworm when you attach and ride it. This weapon is known as the shotgun. This is crafted with gumball piles, sugar glass, iron ingots, and an iron nugget. This weapon is used similarly to if a gum beeper was shooting gumballs at you, whereby it will literally fire gumballs and ricochet off of walls. You will need gumball piles for this to use its ammunition, but 1 gumball pile is equal to 5 separate gumball shots. The Gob Thumper can be crafted with gelatin, gumball piles, and a sharpened candy cane. This device is used to summon the gumworm, whether in the candy cavity or if in any other biome. This strange item is the sack of sating and is crafted with gelatin, liquor root vines, and a sweet tooth. This very useful item can be used to store any food item, except when it is placed into the sack of sating, you won't be able to get it back as the sack of sating eats it. Don't fear though, as the sack of sating stores the food's hunger value. The sack of sating will automatically feed the player if it's in their inventory whenever they are hungry, which saves you from carrying food around and it taking up space in your inventory. There isn't really a limit to how much food can be stored in this, so it's such a good way of keeping full and saturated. A ginger barrel is crafted with 8 gingerbread crumbs. This can be used by gingerbread men to store any of their items that they pick up. You can find these around some gingerbread villages as well, so keep an eye out for them. You can also store your own items in it if you wish, but there isn't much space. This mysterious device is known as the confection oven. This is also crafted with gingerbread crumbs, candy canes, a blast furnace, redstone, and radiant essence. Once placed and activated by a redstone signal, a small army of gingerbread men will start to attack anything that isn't a gingerbread man, and that hasn't got the same coloured frosting as them. The colour of frosting is determined by placing a coloured rock candy block beneath the convection oven. If the gingerbread men do pick up anything from what it kills, they will take it and store it in ginger barrels. This is said to be the most powerful utility in a candy cavity, called the Conversion Crucible. These can be found in Liquor Witch towers, or created with a cauldron, radiant essence, and blocks of gold. This has the ability to turn a small area around the Conversion Crucible to whatever biome you want it to. To do this, you must first throw a biome treat into the crucible. The biome treat is created with 2 radiant essence, 4 rock candy, and a candy cane. You can eat the biome treat, but make sure that when you do, it is in the biome you want to take home with you. Now, that doesn't really make sense, but stay with me here. Biome treats work like catalysts used by the Conversion Crucible to determine what biome to turn the area around the Conversion Crucible into. When you eat the biome treat in, let's say, the candy cavity, the biome treat will be linked to that biome. These can only be consumed when you're fully starving. Once you have the specific biome you want and take the treat back home, you need to then throw it into the Conversion Crucible. The Crucible will request items from the biome that needs to be thrown into it before it turns the local area into the chosen biome. The final item it requests will be a rarer item that is linked to the biome you want. When I tested it for the candy cavity, it wanted a sweet tooth, but for other biomes you may need netherite ingots or diamonds. Once the final item is tossed into the crucible, it will start to do its thing and then suddenly turn the surrounding area into that specific biome. New enchantments have been added exclusively for the new weapons and utilities for the candy cavity. Targeted Ricochet is the first enchantment for the shotgun, and this makes it so that when you fire the shotgun, the gumballs will bounce to its nearest target after it has hit a wall or an entity. Triple Split is another enchantment for the shotgun, where any gumballs that are fired will split into 3 additional gumballs after it hits the first target. Bouncy Ball is the third enchantment for the shotgun, where the gumballs will bounce. This has 3 levels to it, each level making it bounce an extra 2 times. Explosive Flavor is the final enchantment for the shotgun, and this will make it so that when you fire the gumball, it will be slower, but a more explosive shot. Far Flung is an enchantment for the candy cane hook and has 3 levels to it. This enchantment makes it so that the hook will launch even further when used. Sharp Cane is another enchantment for the candy cane hook and makes it so that the hook will deal additional damage when it is attached to another target. This has 2 levels, the second level increasing the damage dealt by 3. Straight Hook is the final enchantment for the candy cane hook. This makes the hook unaffected by gravity, so will launch straight ahead of you. Spell Lasting is one of the final set of enchantments for the Sugar Staff. This makes it so that the hexes will last an additional 3 seconds. This has 3 levels, each level increasing the time of the hexes by 3 seconds. Peppermint Punting is the second enchantment for the Sugar Staff, whereby it makes the peppermints bounce directly ahead of the user, rather than circle around them. Humongous Hex is the third enchantment for the Sugar Staff, and this makes the hexes 1 whole block larger. This has 2 levels, and the second level increasing the width by 1 block. Multiple Mint is another enchantment for the Sugar Staff, and this makes it so that an extra peppermint is summoned. There are 2 levels to this, and the second level adds an additional peppermint. Seek Candy is the final enchantment for the Sugar Staff, and this makes the peppermints chase after the entity the user looks at. As like the other biomes, there are some more advancements which you can try and go for, including Pure Imagination, which is earned when you enter the candy cavity. Yellow Brick Road is earned when you walk on a road in the candy cavity made of rock candy. The Dark Chocolate Tower is earned when you find a Liquid who are located at the Liquid Tower. The Secret Ingredient is earned when you obtain Radiant Essence. Biome Reactors is earned when you obtain or craft a Conversion Crucible. Look Mum, No World Edit is earned when you use a Conversion Crucible to convert one biome to another. Welcome Back Nether Reactor is a challenge whereby you must create a nether biome in the overworld using the Conversion Crucible. Carbonated Swim is earned when you jump into Purple Soda. Explosive Combination is earned when you are nearby a frost mint when it falls into purple soda and causes an explosion. Spearmint is earned when you craft and obtain a spearmint. Gummy Gumbo is earned when you obtain a Swedish fish in a bucket. Where's Goopy is earned when you craft or obtain gelatin. Unwrapped Candy is earned when you obtain caramel. Easy Like a Sunday Morning is earned when you craft a sundae. A Day at the Fair is earned when you craft a caramel apple. Rainbows and Candy Corns is earned when you tame a candy corn. Life Saving Collection is earned when you obtain all 5 different coloured gummy rings. No Slime No Service is earned when you craft and obtain Rain Bounce Boots. Talking Walking Gummy Bear is earned when you feed a gummy bear a potion to make it go into hibernation. Not a Fan of the Red flavour is earned when you obtain a jelly bean from a gummy bear after they have scratched against a liquor root. Choco-Block is earned when you eat a block of chocolate. 'Tis the Season is earned when you eat a candy cane. Caniac No More is earned when you kill a caniac. Hooked on a Feeling is earned when you craft a candy cane hook. Walk Without Rhythm is earned when you craft a gob thumper. Dessert Power is a challenge where you must use 2 candy cane hooks to attach to a gumworm to control it. The Cinnamon Spice Must Flow is earned when you kill a gumworm. Freaky Item is earned when you craft a sack of sating. Sweet Sweet Speeding Up is earned when you gain the Sugar Rush effect. Oh Little Town of Gingerbread is earned when you discover a gingerbread town. You're a Monster is earned when you obtain gingerbread crumbs. Tiny Battle in a Block is earned when you craft and obtain a confection oven. Run as fast as you can is the final challenge where you need to obtain all 4 pieces of the gingerbread armor. I Found a Coin Slot is earned when you slay a gum beeper before it explodes. And I'm All Out of Gum is earned when you craft a shotgun. So that should be everything. Thank you all for watching, I hope you enjoyed. I should be all caught up with Alex's caves at the moment, but expect to see more showcases for any new biomes that are released. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and comment if I've missed any secrets, and I'll catch you all in the next video.